At www.spreaker.com, create your own radio show and find thousands of exclusive radio channels.
It's showtime, and you're listening to Florida Real Estate Radio, where you'll hear about what's relevant and where to find opportunities and solutions in Florida real estate. Right now, live in studio, here's your host, Brian Heckman.
All right, well, thanks so much for joining us today. We are so glad to be here with you and so happy that you tuned in. And you know what? Today, you're going to be really happy that you checked us out as well. And the reason is we have somebody super special for you today in our office here, Wendy Diaz, who is a veteran real estate agent with Future Home Realty. We love to bring on agents that are great, that are really knowledgeable, but that are veterans and that really know what they're doing. And Wendy certainly fits that bill. What we talked with her about coming in and sharing is definitely what she sees in today's market versus last year specifically. And then also a key thing that she really wanted to talk with and share is this whole thing with the tax break and the extension and what all is going on with that, and more importantly, what that means to you. So, Wendy, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Brian.
Well, it's so good to have you here. I'm glad that our schedules matched up. That's always the hardest thing with all the real estate agents is meshing up our schedules. So
I always have time for you, Brian. So good.
Well, hey, why don't we start just briefly sharing when and how you got into real estate and kind of what your story is, why you're still an agent today and all that good stuff.
Actually, I started doing mortgages for more than over 15 years ago, and my husband back then was also a realtor, so I knew, both worlds. I decided to become a realtor because of the economy just going down. It's been so difficult getting loans through. But that was back then. Now, things are a lot better now. I love being a realtor. I have more face-to-face with clients, and I love people. I love helping them. And that's how I actually got into the real estate, through mortgages, and I think mortgage is the key. If you know everything about mortgages, it's a lot easier to help anybody out there.
Right. I'm a little biased on that because, that's what I do.
Yes, exactly. I'm no longer doing mortgages now, so right. I'm only in the real estate side.
Right. So. You got out while you could.
You're my mortgage guy now.
That's right. Well, cool. So why would you say that you're still an agent today? Is it the people interaction? I mean, what part of the business do you love?
You know what? This is not for everyone. If it's not in your blood, you're not just gonna make it. You have to love what you're doing. You have to be passionate about. And I do. I love people. I love helping people, and it's something that I've been looking for a long time. And when I finally found it, I'm just gonna stay here.
Awesome, good stuff. And how long have you been with Future Home for?
It has been a little bit over a year, maybe.
Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Very
it's
good.
A great company, though.
Awesome. It's always good to hear when people like where they are, so that's good to know.
Oh yeah.
So let's do this. Let's kind of dive into to why we talked about having you come in and be on the show. So maybe share with us, Wendy, what are some of the changes in the market? And you had said specifically, from like last year versus this year. Like, what does that look like, and what are some of the things that you see?
You see, from us having a booming in real estate, everybody just fighting to buy a house, to like nobody was buying absolutely nothing, to today's market is just going back to the booming. I mean, right now there's not many inventory out there, but they are, and there are still really good loans out there for people that wants to buy for primary residence, or either way. I really strongly suggest, since the rates are so historically low and prices are so down on the floor, it is the best time to buy, and this is the time everybody was waiting for. So now, if you were thinking of buying a house, it is the best time. Rates are low, houses are low. It's the best time to just get into any investment.
Now, how do you see, like, out of the gate here, 2013, what do you see going on with the market the first couple weeks?
What we've seen in the last few months is the market has picked up dramatically. It has been picked up like tremendously, which is a good thing for our economy. But people are just going to keep buying houses. This is the year of, a lot of short sales. Probably the ones that are left out from previous year, they're coming out now. It's the best bargain. Everything is on sale now. Why not take advantage of it?
Got it. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that a lot of these banks have a lot of these REO properties, the foreclosure homes, the short sales. They have a lot of these things still in their pipelines. And, we know that there's still these adjustable rate mortgages that are adjustable right now. There's interest-only loans that had a 10-year interest-only period that say were originated in 05, 06. even '07, that are going to be coming off that interest-only period, which means that those homeowners that have those loans go from an interest-only payment to a 20-year amortized fixed payment, which is going to drastically jump that payment up. And so some of those homes that don't have equity on them, people are kind of in there, they're hanging out, but the day is going to come where that payment adjusts, and so that might not be, until 2015, 2016. So some of those people are still in that situation where they can't modify a loan. There's still going to be some really, really good deals on, unfortunately, there's going to be some short sales and foreclosures that are out there, but there's still going to be a lot of good inventory that's available. It's just a matter of how quickly it gets on the market.
You know what? I don't think that's going to be an issue. I think there's always going to be a house for anyone out there.
Right.
And, it's just, I have had so many friends that are just attached to their house emotionally, and sometimes it's not the best thing for them. So sometimes when you lose, you actually gain more. So,
right.
And again, there's so many options out there, so many people trying to file bankruptcy because they just don't know what to do or what their next step will be. They just are lacking of information and people helping them.
Right. And that's where we come in.
For. Exactly. That's where we're here for.
That's right.
Exactly.
Yeah, just to be clear, my thing is there is a house for everybody out there. And it's a matter of, we just hear the craziest things, which I know you guys probably hear even more, is people that have total misconceptions of, are banks actually lending money? Somebody thought that they literally had to have 20% to put down.
You see, I don't believe that. I think this is like, you tell me. I mean, you're the mortgage guy, but I don't really think that getting a loan out there is that difficult.
No, it's not. It's not. But my point is that people, unless they talk to somebody, you or me,
Correct.
An agent, a mortgage person, they think that
You're
they have
assuming.
to put 20%. And it's not. 3.5% down, 5% down. And people are like, oh, really? I can do that? We just talked with 2 people this week that were on the sidelines because that's what they thought. And they're well qualified. I mean, I have no clue why they said, I don't know where they got that information. They probably watched a little too much TV.
I think the media doesn't really help much because they are not in the mortgage industry, and they are still loans, as you know, that are 100% USDA. It really depends on location. I mean, there's so many options still out there. Why people not take advantage of them and, buy a house? It is the best investment ever.
Right. Great information. So, Wendy, how about we kind of go over to this whole thing with the extension on tax breaks and what all that meant. Can you maybe explain that, what that is? We've all heard about it, but what is it exactly, and how does it benefit buyers or sellers?
Brian, this is so huge for everybody out there. I had friends of mine that, they owe $200,000 on a home and it's only worth like $80,000, so they're upside down, $120,000. And they're thinking of just going bankruptcy or just foreclosing on the property. And they do have options. Like there's a tax forgiveness that it was actually, good till December the 31st of 2012. But they extended that. What that means is like if you own a home that you're upside down, meaning that you owe $200 and you can only sell it for $100 because that's all it's worth in today's market.
Right.
That gap of $100,000, it will be forgiven as a tax break. Meaning that, yes, you sell it for $100 and you still owe that $100,000, they will forgive you that. But the bank is not going to lose all the money. What they're going to do, they're going to send you a 1099. It's like income for you. And then obviously for every single income you earn in United States, you have to pay taxes. So the law, what it is, they extended all the way to like 2013 till the end. We don't know what's going to happen in 2014, but as long as you sell it, it's not when you first apply for the short sale, it's when you sell it, you will also be exempt on paying taxes on that difference. So really, really, all you're going to lose is just damaging your credit to get qualified for another home for maybe 2 or 3 years. You would know more than that.
Right, that's exactly it. 2 or 3 years, depending on what kind of loan. It might take 4 years, depending on the kind of loan that they're doing, but yeah.
Correct. And it's probably the same as a foreclose, but it's not going to damage your credit as much maybe
Correct.
in the future. I mean, you will
Correct. That's
tell
correct,
me.
Yep.
But you just need a good CPA to really do everything for you. There's no need of going bankruptcy. Bankruptcy will hurt your credit dramatically. You can move on. Just, don't get sad because you're losing a home or because you are just not doing what you started a long time ago. Sometimes losing you would more. And,
right.
Just life goes on. Be happy. Don't overstress yourself. Just, there's always a light at the end of the tunnel.
Right. So what would you say for people out there that haven't worked with you before? What is kind of like what's your bread and butter? Not necessarily your niche, but like what's your bread and butter in real estate?
Well, what I can say about me, Brian, is like I will find you different options. I will give you different options that you can choose from based on the whole thing. I mean, I do take my sweet time in explaining people how the whole process goes. A lot of first-time home buyers are doing this like so scared because they just don't know. I will take my sweet time to explain to you from A to Z. I mean, you can always reach me. You will always find me no matter what time. Obviously, don't call me at 2 in the morning. If I'm sleeping, I'm probably going to be like, excuse me. But I'm always available. I do have a lot of knowledge. I do know a lot of people, and you're not alone. And, you know, it's hard to work with a realtor that is there for you 24/7. And I am just one of those few that you will be able to reach me.
Perfect. So what's a good place for someone to reach you? Let's say cell phone and email. If they have any questions on what you do, and then specifically on this whole stuff with the tax break extension, where can people reach you?
Well, Brian, my cell phone, my personal cell phone that anybody can reach me is no longer private. It's a public matter at this point. In this industry, nothing is private. But my number is 813-842-1303. Or you can reach me on my email. It's w.diaz, D-I-A-Z, team@gmail.com.
Perfect. So cell phone 813-842-1302, and then email w.diaz, D-I-A-Z, team@gmail.com.
Actually, it's 813-842-1303.
1303.
Yes. Brian, what
am I doing? I'm trying to give him somebody else's number. Jeez.
It's so good. I love you still.
Well, that's how you will get to Wendy Diaz. So we are about out of time today, but want to thank you so much for being here, Wendy. Great information.
Are you kidding me? Thank you for thinking of me, and like always, anytime.
Well, would love to do this again soon too, so we'll have to make that happen. And thank you, all of you out there, for listening to Florida Real Estate Radio, where you hear about what's relevant and where to find opportunities and solutions in Florida real estate right now. I'm your host, Brian Heckman, here with Wendy Diaz, and remember that we're all in this together, so let's grow together. Have a great day.
Have a